Welcome back. We are here with 1445. In the last one, it was Thomas's birthday and he rolled to die, but we pleaded with the Grim Reaper and he gave him back to us, which was a huge relief. And he also started courting Alaria Payne, even though him and Odel-Guard still can't keep their hands off each other, but they're trying. It's not being successful, but they're trying. So he is marrying Alaria in this part in case he goes to war so that we can at least have a potential heir be born in the meantime. So let's go here and do our rolls. So it is the 100-Year War. We'll get to that last. We have Randolph Landgrab, who is the only male Landgrab now, can't get a 4, 8, or 12. He survived so far. Then we have 3 teenagers. We have Bard Axtell II, Godiva Landgrab, and Raphael Payne. They all can't get a 7, which would have been bad for them, that roll. No 7. Ooh, the second one got a 7. Who is that? Is that the Landgrab? Yeah, Godiva. No, I named her after the chocolate. Okay, so will these two be getting married and having children? No. And no. Oh my gosh. I mean, I wanted the population to go down. That's on me. But wow. Anyway, Odel-Guard. No, 2, 6, 11. Wait, Odel-Guard. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. Oh, I hope she doesn't die. Oh my gosh, what if she dies? Just don't even look. No, 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Woo, she survived. Okay. I feel like all of my plans center around, like, you know, the 3 of them. Then we have Caitlin Devereaux and Conrad Dutton. Actually, let me just go here and go to Manage Worlds so that we can go through the war stuff. So anyway, last 2 rolls are Caitlin Devereaux and Conrad Dutton. They have to get a 10 or higher. Nope. Nope. Oh my goodness. You know, my Sims are always dying. It's funny though, because we still have a lot of Sims. Like, I'm trying to keep it under 70, right? Because that's when the game starts to lag. But yeah. I'm pretty sure I had Caitlin's... Did I move her? Well, she's over here. Caitlin... Who was the other person? I don't know. Wolfram's really old too. But anyway, let's get into our war rolls. So if they roll... Okay, it's a D4. If they roll a 4, they're going to war. So let's start in Windenburg. So let's start with the Payne household, who has 1 man, Frost the 3rd. Nope. Then we have the Bennett household, which I forgot about. Oh, there's Wolfram. Ooh, he's going to war. Okay, Wolfram, let's make a new household. I mean, I'll just make this the war household, and I'll leave him in that house or something. I don't know. The Landgrabs, no men. This house is empty. The Trombolis, we have Maurice. And he's all set. Okay, let's head to Tartosa next. We have the Devereaux. Nope. The Zests. Yes, there are 2 men. We have Johnny and Drustin. Wow, is no one going to go to war this year except for Wolfram? Then we'll head to Henford on Bagley. Let's start up here. We have a few guys in this household, actually. So we have Galileo Bennett and Travis Scott. Oh, Galileo and Travis. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, both the men in this household are a-leaving. So, yeah, he was in Windenburg. Okay. We're saving our household for last. Okay, in the orphanage, nope. Some people are aging up. Ignore their outfits. So we have Elric Axtell, Bard, and the other Bard. So Elric, Bard, Bard. Okay, and then we have well, this isn't the Heathcliff household anymore. I mean, I guess it is, technically. It's the Lord's seat where Cassian II is. Okay, so Malcolm. Ooh, Malcolm's going to war. I'm pretty sure he's dying soon, though, so he probably won't be home again. He could probably get out of going to war, right? Like, I feel like he would be able to dodge the draft somehow. But I'll just put him there because I don't really feel like making a story out of that. Okay, our household. We have 2 Thomases. Thomas the Elder and Thomas the Younger. Neither. Okay, so I was worried for nothing. I was just going to try and make sure we got them to... Like, I was going to, on the first day, have him marry Alaria and then have him... What's it called? Just, like, get her pregnant. We'll do try for a baby instead of woohoo, and then so that she is pregnant when we leave, because 5 years is a long time. But anyway, we don't have to do that. So let's hop into the game. All right, so today is the day of the wedding. We don't really have to rush anything because Thomas isn't going to war, but still, I wanted to start off with getting them married. But since it's still the middle of the night, we are going to have everyone doing their thing. We are going to be having, again, Adelaide and Thomas doing the nectar making. Younger Thomas is still trying to write 3 bestsellers. For some reason, it is not easy for him to come up with that stuff. And then Odel-Guard is working on the Chief of Mischief aspiration. She has to get to level 6 in the Mischief skill before we can move on to the next section. So that's what's going on there. And, oh, now I remember, Thomas is having some creative burnout, so that is why we are having him play some chess right now. So what I'm going to do in preparation for the wedding is move Alaria into our household and then get into Create a Sim so that we can change her outfits to yellow before the wedding and be all set with that. So I'm just going to use MCCC to do this, and then we'll head out. So let's go to Create a Sim, and then I was also thinking that, like, Thomas needs to change his formal and party wear to be a little more fancy. We have a lot of money now, and we're marrying a very wealthy woman, so I think that just changing a few outfits there, not like his everyday or anything, but changing his outfits for, like, his formal and his party wear. Maybe Alaria would be the one to be like, okay, you need a new wardrobe because if you're going to be standing next to me, then you have to. So we're going to do that, and then I'm just going to change her outfits to yellow, and then we'll be in good shape. So there she is. She is a very proper lady. She is definitely interested in doing things that are lady-like. She's not interested in, maintaining the household in the way of, like, cooking and cleaning, but she is interested in, throwing parties and having, social gatherings and doing ladylike things like playing the piano and painting and all that stuff. So since we came out of Create a Sim in the wrong spot, we are going to just have her start the wedding event. So we're just going to call everybody there. Unfortunately, it's not like really a wedding event per se because of the location, but we are going to just bring the entire club over. So it'll be kind of, an event for that where we have everyone coming to see, this grand wedding. Very fancy. Not as grand as Genevieve's, of course, but grand enough. So let's just have Thomas knock on the door here so we can all get in. And then we will scrap that painting. We'll have them get married, and we'll get their portrait done. So everyone is coming here to see the wedding, all their family members, and of course everyone's standing in the aisle. That's just the way things go, isn't it? And then we are going to have them do the actual ceremony. Everyone's here. The Zests are here. The rest of Alrosaria's family is here. Just everyone is here to to see the wedding. And I am actually not going to give us the $2,500 dowry. It doesn't really matter to us. We have the estate and everything. We're making plenty of money. So let's just say that, we got something regarding the estate as a dowry. So let's get their portrait done. So they are in fact married, very exciting. And we are going to use the Regency Jane Austen photos for that so that they can, look really nice. And it's gonna, take a few minutes to do all that. So we are going to just wait and have everyone, let's just say it's like reception, mingling, fun times kind of stuff in order to have them, doing the wedding stuff. If that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't, but that's fine. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I forgot to put El Rosario's birthday on this on the spreadsheet. I was like, what's happening next year? But anyway, so we're just doing the portrait stuff, and we are just making sure that everything is going well. And they're very excited to be married. We're gonna have them woohoo immediately. We'll see if we can't get them pregnant, because that would be really nice, as if they were to get pregnant. So that would be really exciting to at least be, okay, I think we can at least be pregnant with our first child by the end of this year. Obviously, we're not going to have the child because the year is already winding down there, but I think that it'll be okay. So anyway, here we are, just heading home with everyone. We're going to get back to the house. They'll have their wedding night and all of that stuff. And let me just see. I know I'm supposed to be doing the voiceover right now, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it looks like I forgot to put El Rosario's birthday on the thing. That must mean that I forgot to put everyone else in her year on as well. Celestina, Zest, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, oh my gosh, how did I forget like a whole... Oh my gosh. Must be Celestina. And then also, I should stop doing this while I'm supposed to be doing the voiceover. But for real? Like, how did I do this? Nancy and Nazetta Landgrab, too. They're just not on here, are they? No. What am I doing with myself? They're like a whole entire year's worth of people I forgot to do this with. Well, that's fine. I'll just throw them on here as well. Nancy, Nazetta. Okay, now I'm going to pay more attention to the voiceover. I'm sorry. I get so distracted. Anyway, so because I wanted El Rosario to be a proper lady, that what I'm going to do is with one of the mods, again, honestly, it must be the Regency Romance mod. There is a aspiration called Truly Accomplished, and it is what is supposed to, like be a proper, gentleman or lady. So I'm going to have her working on that aspiration just to get her the skills that I feel like she should have in order to be, a lady of the house. So the first thing it is asking her to do is get her, get skill up in a musical instrument. So that's what she's going to do first. But then in the meantime, we are also going to be working on the party animal aspirations. So she is going to be, hosting events at the house and, doing all of that stuff where she is, being a stereotypical lady. I don't think that that's a bad thing either, is that she is just doing what would be expected of her for this time period. So, the first part of that aspiration is to introduce yourself to 10 Sims. So I think I'm just going to start a club gathering and have her introduce herself to people that she doesn't know, and we'll go from there. Also, Odel-Guard is doing her chores and stuff. She was at the wedding, even though it was really hard for her. And she is also part of her next part of the Chief of Mischief aspiration includes clogging 3 drains and getting to level 10, and also doing voodoo 5 times. So because of that, I'm thinking, maybe she is quite bitter about the whole situation where she didn't get to marry Thomas. And now, honestly, like, El Rosaria didn't do anything wrong. Like, obviously, she doesn't even know that Thomas and Odel-Guard had a thing. Like, she didn't do anything wrong. But that doesn't mean that Odel-Guard might not take out her anger at the situation on an innocent party. So Odel-Guard has gotten a voodoo doll, and she is going to bind it to El Rosaria and be doing like little tricks on her just to make herself feel better, which is terrible. It's really terrible. But I think Odel-Guard has a hard time blaming Thomas because she understands why he made his decision, and she doesn't want to blame him also because she loves him and she doesn't really care about El Rosaria, so that's why she is directing her anger at that target. And honestly, Thomas should stop being so hot and cold with her, because it's like they just keep autonomously woohooing. Like, they're so into each other, and I'm going to feed into it. Of course I am. So there is definitely, Thomas is not doing what he's supposed to. Like, he is very good to El Rosaria in this year. Like, he goes to all her events, he mingles with her guests, he does the things that he's supposed to do, he pays attention to her, they go on dates, they woohoo, they do all this stuff that married couples are supposed to do, and he is good to her, and he fulfills all of his husbandly duties, except that he can't seem to stop thinking about Odel-Guard. So that is what's going on there. Obviously, Thomas is in the wrong here. Odel-Guard is also in the wrong for the whole voodoo situation, because El Rosaria doesn't deserve that. But anyway, it's going to be a dysfunctional situation. You know that. You know that I like to create dysfunctional situations. So we are going to just have her be introducing herself. We can say that this is like she's getting to know the neighborhood. She lived in Windenburg previously, so she's inviting everyone from the area over in order to have them come and, meet her and all of that stuff. I think Genevieve is very happy with this turn of events, that she is, her brother has married someone that he is supposed to marry, who acts the way that Genevieve believes a lady should be acting, and all of that stuff. So I was going to have Odel-Guard come up here to do this in secret, but apparently you have to be near the person that you're binding it to, which I think is so ridiculous. Because aren't they going to see you do that if this was real life? But anyway, so she is going to come here and she's going to do her little magic. That can get you in trouble, Odel-Guard. That could definitely get you in trouble. But anyway, El Rosaria has completed this part of the milestone. She now has to get silver on 3 events and I think throw 3 parties, I believe. So yeah, Thomas is going to go upstairs and, have a little woohoo again, because I want her to get pregnant, and then I'm going to have Odel-Guard prank the toilet that El Rosaria is going to use. But I guess we can't clog our own drain. Is that how that works? I don't really know. But I haven't really played with this aspiration very often. So anyway, we are going to just keep going here. She's going to be practicing the piano again. We want to get to level 5 for her. She is just really enjoying herself. She is very happy. She is so happy because honestly, like, she loves this. Like, she loves being a lady, and she's excited to start her own family, and she's excited to kind of, be managing a household in that way. She is very Daphne Bridgerton, like, she wants to be the stereotypical lady, and she is perfect for it. So it is also Valentine's Day, which is the day. So I'm going to send her and Thomas out on a little date, but not before we also have Thomas and Adelaide do a few little flirty flirts with each other, because that will be good for them. So they're going to do that. And I'm really hoping she gets pregnant soon. That would be nice. But she doesn't really show any indication of being pregnant, so I'm not really sure about that. Like, have I just been missing her? Have I just been missing her doing her thing, her nauseated thing? I don't know. Like, is she pregnant? Is she not? I don't know. We'll find out. So, anyway, we're going to head out on a date. Of course, I really don't have any options for locations because I haven't downloaded any more of them, which is just my bad. So anyway, can you really modernly dressed townie get out of my life? Okay, so she initiated the date, obviously, because she wants to have events. And so there's that. So we are going to have the two of them be flirty flirt, and they'll woohoo, and they'll do everything. So they are very into each other and having a good time. So we are going to have them just enjoy their date together. Like I said, Thomas is not he's not doing the right thing exactly, but he's also not being a bad husband to Alrosaria outside of the whole potential affair situation, mistress situation. I don't know what's going to happen if and when Alrosaria finds out. I do have to plan out the next couple of years, so I think that would be good for us to plan. But I don't have a plan yet. I mean, at some point, Alrosaria must find out about all of this. And the question is, does she care? She might. She might not. I guess it depends on what her expectations are for, a lady. Like, has she been taught by Nezetta that all men have mistresses? I don't know. We'll have to think about that. And also, like, what if Odel-Guard gets pregnant? What happens then? It's like, who knows? So anyway, she's going to do her voodoo stuff on Alrosaria, poor Alrosaria. And we're going to switch aspirations again so that she can come and go back to the piano. And Thomas, do you have to be in your pajamas? Okay, so anyway, Odel-Guard and Thomas are going to chat, hidden by the trees in this little orchard area because it is Valentine's Day. So Odel-Guard also wants to complete the tasks for the holiday. So she is going to flirt with him a little bit. And they are going to be flirting with each other and in secret, And actually, then they start to argue a little bit, which I think is interesting. They start to autonomously argue. And I think that probably what's going on is that, they kind of have this little stolen moment, but then they're both like, oh, well, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. Like, Thomas is like, oh, I'm a mess. I shouldn't be doing this. And Odel-Guard is like, well, you're like giving me mixed signals. And then he's like, I know, but I already told you we shouldn't. And, they're just kind of going back and forth as to like, whose fault is it that they can't keep their hands off each other? Like, so they are arguing a little bit about that, where he's like, well, you're seducing me. And she's like, well, you're letting it happen. Like you're into it. Like, what am I supposed to do when you're telling me that you love me? So they're just, I don't know what they're doing. They're a mess. They're supposed to be a mess. And again, when I explain the way that Sims are thinking, that doesn't mean that I agree with or think that good and normal people should be thinking these ways, right? I'm telling you a story, and I'm telling you what's going on in their heads. I'm not telling you what I think is moral or correct or whatever, because obviously cheating is bad. So anyway, we're almost done filling up the basement, which is good. And bad. Oh, well, actually, Adelaide's birthday is next year, so I'm concerned. Maybe Adelaide will die next year. I mean, it's her, like, elder birthday. So, well, not her. It's like her adult part 2, whatever. Like, it's not her first rodeo here. So, I don't know. She'll have to roll at least a 10. It's, like, really not a good situation. But we are trying to make some bestsellers. I think Thomas is able to make 2 bestsellers. And then we have Alrosaria getting to level 5 in the piano skill, and then after she does that, she can move on to the art painting skill. Oh my gosh, did you see that little? Yes, we saw that. She was just thinking of a baby bottle. I think she's pregnant. Do you think she's pregnant, or is she just thinking about starting a family? I don't know. So they're going to go woohoo again because I wasn't sure if they were pregnant, and I didn't see that that little thought bubble the first time. But yeah, so she is going to start doing some painting. She has to get to level 5 painting and paint 5 paintings. So I'm going to have her do that. And then while Thomas is, asleep and alone in the bedroom, Odel-Guard is going to kind of come in and they're going to talk and they're going to apologize to each other about everything. Like, oh, I'm sorry that I yelled at you. Like, I know I don't know what to do because I love you so much and I want to be a good husband, but I just can't stop thinking about you. And they're going to woohoo again. We're going to roll for them. And she's going to drop out of high school because I don't feel like she should be there. Okay, they're not having a baby. But yeah, I don't feel like El Rosaria should be in school. I think that maybe, I would let teenage girls go to school. But once they get married, I feel like that's kind of it for them, So she's married now, so she is not going to be going to school any longer. So we are going to cook a birthday cake because it is Odel-Guard's birthday, and we are going to be having a little birthday party for her, just with the family, and also just because I want to host another event as El Rosaria so that she can continue to work on her aspirations. So there is that. And we are just painting and writing and baking and everything is going on. And of course, the maid is definitely going to be moving the birthday cake back into the fridge, which is annoying. But let's have a birthday. So she's going to tell him that she's pregnant. We did get the notification that she's pregnant, so really excited about those. So she's pregnant, and they're going in here for Odel-Guard's birthday party, and we're just going to start this up. And we are going to have the cake and try and get at least a silver because that is the deal for her aspiration. So we are going to have them come in here. We're going to have some food. And we are also going to have El Rosaria tell the family that she's pregnant. So she is going to tell everyone that she's pregnant. And of course, Odel-Guard is kind of sad to hear that. It's tough, especially because Odel-Guard does have problems with infertility that, it's hard to hear that, that was the only thing that was really stopping her from becoming Thomas's wife. I mean, besides the fact that Genevieve didn't think that she was good enough, but his parents thought she was fine until they found out she couldn't have kids. So it's definitely hard for her to hear that El Rosaria is pregnant. So then what I'm going to do, because they want to dance for the birthday party, and since we'll be hosting events here, like we might as well just, be having an area to dance in. And for some reason with these music boxes, you can't use the controls that move them up and down. I was so confused. I was like, am I doing the wrong thing? But no, I wasn't. It just doesn't work with that, apparently. So we're going to do that. We're going to put down a dance floor, and of course I'm going to put it down under everything, and then I'm not going to be able to really use it the way I want to, so that's a bummer. But we're going to do our best here. So we are going to keep going here. We want everyone to be able to dance together and have fun together. And meanwhile, we're also going to have them chatting about, like, one of the things is to talk with the birthday sim. So we're going to do that as well. And we are going to just have Adelaide talking to Odel-Guard and being like, oh, like how is everything? What do you think? And, I'm getting kind of old. Maybe you should take over soon with the nectar making. Like, Adelaide is getting kind of old. So she might not be wanting to be working as hard. And so she definitely wants Odel-Guard to actually be getting into the actual making of the nectar, not just the gardening aspect of it anymore. Although it is hard because it does take her like all day to do gardening, which is annoying. But we won't need to make as many bottles a year, so that's also kind of good. Anyway, so I'm going to we're going to call it off there on our main household, and we're going to start killing Sims. So this is Conrad. If you remember, Conrad was my first choice for Serena's husband, but he rolled to not get married, so I sent him to the church. And then Caitlin is also dying, and then also, sorry, who was the last Sim? Godiva, land grab. I already actually changed her picture. So there's that, and then Randolph Landgrab is becoming a toddler, Bard, Axtell, and Raphael Payne are becoming teenagers, and then Odel-Guard became a young adult, as you saw. So I'm just going to update all of their stuff. Also, we're going to move this portrait into the basement. So there's that, and then, yeah, so we're going to kill her, and I am feeling like we're in a pretty good spot. We are doing pretty well, and let's see, next year, one of Genevieve's sons, one of the Heathcliffs, are aging up. And then Emile the second is aging up. And then, Adelaide will be having her birthday, her young adult part, not young adult, her adult part 2 birthday will be next year. So that is going to be really stressful for us, I think. But you know what? I actually don't feel too bad about it, even if she does die, because I feel like she has really kind of run her course. The only thing is I would be having her have more time to teach Odel-Guard some more about nectar making than we have been having her do, because we've been really just having her be in the garden. So there's that. But I don't feel like she missed out on anything. She completed her aspiration. She saved her husband. She saved both, both of her children died and came back to life. Like, she's a grandmother to 4 Sims, 5, 4. One of them died. But yeah, so it's just like, I don't feel like she really missed out on anything. So if she dies, I think it'll be okay. But she, obviously I would keep her if she doesn't. So there's that. And here is Raphael Payne getting her makeover, and she's gorgeous, just like her relative, El Rosaria. Anyway, so yeah, that's really good. It looks like Jeremiah actually already aged up, but we will roll for him in the next one. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. I'm really excited to see where this total disaster of a romantic situation goes, and I will catch you in the next one.